Ba, 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 ba. Hello, welcome back, Bookish Besties, to another video. As you can see by today's title, we are going to be reading Romantasy books. This originally was just going to be a Romantasy bingo TBR video, but I'm just in such a mood to read just Romantasy that I'm just gonna mood read and read whatever look I want. But the first book we're starting off that is Romantasy, I believe is Romantasy, is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I am about 50%, almost 50% of the way through this book. I actually started this week while I was working in between calls and stuff. I haven't really been focused on the last couple of days. I've actually been playing a lot of Animal Crossing the last few days. So I want to sit down and finish it this weekend. More specifically, I want to try and finish it tonight if I could, because when I'm into this, like I'm so into this, it's kind of scary. I really love our main character. I love the male, who I presume is going to be a male love interest, but I also feel like it's going to end up being a love triangle. There isn't much romance going on right now, which I like. It's slow, like a little bit slow burn, and like slowly moving along, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And then we have the second books, plus the books I have on my iPad that could be potential reads here, okay? So we have Zodiac Academy, which is on TBR for the month. I've actually been eyeing this a lot lately. Heavenly Bodies, which is my buddy read with my best friend for the month. Metal Slinger, which is on my 26 and 26, just like Heavenly Bodies is. Quicksilver, that's on my 25 and 25, but also on my Romantasy Bingo TBR. And Lady of Darkness, which I'm trying to start rereading so I can get to Reign of Shadows and Endings, because that is on my 26 and 26. So we have a lot to choose from physically and on my iPad. I'm not even going to go into the ones that are on my iPad. I have a Tongue So Sweet and Deadly on there. That's like the main one that I'm really thinking about reading in this video. So, with that being said, I'm going to be reading like other little small books in the background so I don't tire myself on just reading Romantasy. I have a couple manga I can read. I'm actually listening to an audiobook of romance. So that's going on in the background while I'm also doing this video. But my main priority as of this moment is finishing this, because I really need to and I really want to. I have not really sat down with this book and just read it. So that's what we're about to do. I'm about to watch a video on my TV. It's Nigel. He's going to be talking to me. I listen to Nigel like a podcast sometimes whenever he's talking about certain topics, and read. My goal is to try and get 250 pages in tonight. If I end up finishing it tonight, because I'm just so into it, I end up finishing it, but my goal is 250. So we'll see how far it actually gets. But let me stop blabbing on, and let's get to reading and talking about some Romantasy books. I kept bearing updates. And I don't know if they're updates that people are going to be angry with me about, but I told myself 2026 was the year where I did enough books that I'm like feeling like I'm forcing myself to read or not enjoying it. And I'm sad to say it because this is one of my most anticipated reads. I was like, I'm gonna love it. I think I'm gonna love it. I've seen people that I love I've seen people who have read this book and loved it, and we have very similar tastes in our books. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I don't know whether it's because I started this during the tail end of my 24-hour readathon where I was lagging out, like slagging with reading, or if it was because I was reading this in between stuff, like taking calls and stuff at work. But I honestly, one, don't care. I really don't. Like, I know I'm supposed to care. Like, I was 270 something pages into this book and I just did not care. Like, I wasn't caring what was happening to these characters. I lied at the beginning of this video. I was like, I'm enjoying this so much. And then I picked it up again and I was like, oh, this is what I was reading. I think I know why I haven't picked it up in a few days. When I can put a book down and not think about it for a few days, yeah, that's a sign that I'm not enjoying that book, and I'm lying to myself to make myself think I'm liking it when I'm not liking it. So I did DNF The Night and the Moth, and I don't think I will ever be coming back to it because I do stop DNF books sometimes. And I was thinking about soft DNFing this, but I don't think I care enough to want to try to come back and read this again. I will still try One Dark Window, but I'm going to be in the very few group of people who did not enjoy this. I don't think there is that many people who did not enjoy this, but I am in that very small minority of people. I could not care. Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's upsetting because I was looking forward to this book, but now that I've like started it and I've read it and I'm just kind of like, because if I'm being honest, I don't think anything could save this book. And I say that as a person who sometimes goes and reads the end of a book to try and see how we get to that point so I can read the book to make me more encouraged. I did that with this book. I went and read like the first couple pages. Still didn't care enough to want to like read and figure out how we got there. So do with that what you will. So instead, me and my best friend are hanging out, and I was like, pick a book for me. Chose the chunkiest book out of the stack of books that I showed them, and I was like, well, fine, fuck it, I guess. It's on my TBR for the month, so I mean, correct choice on their part. It is on my TBR for the month. So, brownie points for that. But it's a chunky book, and I'm kind of like, I only have 6 days left of the month. Can I finish this in 6 days? I believe I can because I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. I do have an annotation system. I am going to be tabbing it. I don't know if I'm going to be underlining or anything like that, but I'm at least going to be tabbing this first read through. So, I have no clue what it's about. I know our MMC's name is Kingfisher. Our FMC is Saris. I think that's how you say her name. And she lives in the mortal world, ends up in the Fae world, I think. I don't know. I know this is called the Fae and Alchemy series, right? I think it's called the Fae and Alchemy series. I'm not quite sure. But I know the third book comes out later this year, and book 2 came out late last year, so I'm excited. I have high hopes. Not too high hopes after my disappointment and The Night and the Moth. I have definitely lowered my expectations going into this, but I have good feeling about this. Good feeling. So this is what we're reading next. It is 7:25, so I don't have to go to bed for another few hours. Plus, I don't really work till 9 o'clock tomorrow, which means I'm going to be leaving my house till 8:30 tomorrow. So I will probably get a bit of this read tonight if I can. So let's get to reading. come to you bearing updates on this thick boy right here. I have made a good decent little dent in it today. I did read like the first chapter and then like a chapter and a half yesterday, I believe. Yeah, like a chapter and a half yesterday, and I'm currently on page 100 exactly. I'm in the middle of a chapter, but I'm reading in between calls at work, and so I pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. I don't mind because I'm into the story. Like, I want to know what's happening. Whereas when I was reading Night in the Moth, I wasn't really interested. It was so easy for me to just like plop it down and be like, okay, whatever. This, I'm so interested. I'm so intrigued. What the fuck is gonna happen? So basically, so far, what I've gotten to is Sarah's Payne. She lives in like the 3rd district in this city, which is a very, very poor district of the city. She ends up stealing one of the queen's guards, like, piece of armor, gets caught for it, gets taken to the palace, where the queen is like, who sent you? What are you doing? Is it the Fae? Because if it's the Fae, then we have a problem on our hands. And basically, she's like, no, I taught myself. And the queen like, well, you're a liar, and I'm sentencing you to... And then I'm going to go and have the guard demolish your whole city and everybody that you love and care about. So, first of all, we have an evil, tyrannical queen. Remind anybody of something currently happening in the United States? Word, okay? We see eye to eye. So, yeah, and then she ended up pulling this sword out and opening a portal to the Feylands. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now, when we're kind of like in the middle of the Feylands. I don't want to go too much into detail because it's like still wants to be spoiler free, but I'm enjoying what I've read so far. This is so easy to just sit and like read. Nothing too much that takes too much brain power. I do want to read a book that takes a bit more brain power, so I think I'm going to eventually start The City of Brass, because I have been eyeing that recently and I just want to read it. So I think that's the next book that I'm going to pick up, like outside of the video probably. But also my next video, I could probably do that. So we'll see how I feel though. But I'm enjoying it. Can you see all the tabs I have in here already? It's not as much as I normally do. Normally I have like 2-3 tabs per page sometimes. But in this, I'm tabbing like every other page-ish. But I'm enjoying what I'm reading so far. I can't wait to read more, but I definitely want to try to get 200 pages if I've already gotten 100 pages in. Like, I think I started on page like 30 something this morning. Yeah, I started on page like 40 or something this morning. I started on page 46 this morning, and I'm already up to page 100, so making a good little dent. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. Not much to really say on the plot quite yet, because we haven't gotten like to the thick of it, but we have met our MMC, who she called Death in the beginning because she was bleeding out, and she just saw this dark-haired 6-foot-tall man like come out of this portal, and she's like, that's Death coming for me. We found out his name was actually Kingfisher, and actually he's hated in the Fae world, because apparently he did something very bad like a century ago or something. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, especially after the disappointment of The Night in the Moth. I'm taking it back to the library today. Didn't know how I was going to feel about it after the disappointment of this, but it's holding its own. It's holding up to the hype that people have given it. I could see it being a 5-star for me if it keeps going the way I need it to go, and if we get more like romancy scenes. Also, Carrion, like, he's an asshole, but he's like a my type of asshole like that I would fall for in a book. So I'm gonna go read more of this. I will probably update you again tomorrow on my first break, or if I make a good decent chunk in it, like a dent in this tonight, then I'll update you tonight. Hopefully by the time I leave work, I can be like 150 pages in, maybe more. So we'll see. I'm bearing updates for you because I think the last time I talked to you, I was literally on page 100. I think of this book. I am now 253 pages in, chapter 18. First of all, look at the pretty tabs. There's so many of them. That's one reason that's taking me this long, is like trying to make sure that I'm tabbing when I want to tab, but also I'm just taking my time in reading. I still want to try and read like 70 books by the end of the year, but this is also a chunky book, and now that I work a full-time job, it's hard to like read and work, and it's annoying to get interrupted while I'm reading. So it's just a lot, but I'm figuring it out. I'm still gonna post on YouTube. It just might not be as regularly as I was posting before because I'm not reading as much. Like, honestly, if I had been working at Applebee's, I could have this done already. Like, or if I'm being honest, this could have been done like yesterday or the day before yesterday if I was still working at Applebee's. Because then, like I said, I do nothing but read all day, but because I can't do that now, I'm only reading like before work in the morning and then after work at night. And I still have to manage to go to sleep at a decent time at night to make sure that I'm getting up early enough to read before I get, it's a lot. But we're figuring it out. We're taking it day by day. So, I am really enjoying this, by the way. I really like Sarah's. Kingfisher, he flip-flops. I'm like, I like him and I don't like him. I like him and I don't like him. Like, currently where we're at right now, I don't like him. Like, I like him, but not enough. Like, not enough. I need more. I need him to be a little bit better. I don't know, though, but the plot of this, Carrion, I love him. He's funny. He's hilarious. He's got jokes. I'm glad we're getting more of him now because we went for a period there where we didn't get any of him. And I don't want to say he's my favorite side character because he isn't. Not quite yet because I haven't gotten enough of him yet. But I definitely like Sirius as a main character. She knows what she's fighting for. She knows what she stands for. And she's doing things from the goodness of her heart. Love to see that. I like the writing style. It's pretty easy and simple to pick up on. Like, I could just sit and read this if I'm being honest. I think I'm going to read some more at work. Thursdays and Fridays are like my slower days at work. So I'm definitely probably going to pick this up while I'm at work tomorrow because I want to try and finish it by Saturday. The weekends are definitely my days where I'm going to be reading more. And that's where more of my reading is going to take place anyways. So my plan is to try and finish this by Saturday and start our next book that I read for this blog, which will probably be either A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly or Heavenly Bodies. But I'm striving for Heavenly Bodies because that's technically me and my best friend's book club pick for February. And I haven't even read it, and today is February 26th. So I need to get on that. But really enjoying this. Striving to get to page 300 tonight, which I think I could do. I think I could easily get to 300 before I like start getting tired or anything like that. I think I could get past page 300. I want to get 50% in tonight. I'm like 40 something in right now, so it's definitely doable. But like I said, I'm really liking it. I'm truly wondering how this is gonna end, but also why is it so thick? I mean, I get why some of it's so thick, but also at the same time, oh my goodness, it's so many pages. This is just barely over 600, but it's a long book. Yeah. And then I think after this vlog, I'm starting my continuing series vlog where I like read like 4 or 5 books in that vlog. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be coming your way. But yeah. Kingfisher, I'm flip-flopping. Saris, I really like. Carrion, I really like. And what's the general's name? Ren? Is that his name? I like him too. He's on Kingfisher's side a little bit here, but I still like him because he's trying to see the good in Kingfisher because he knew him before everything that happened to Kingfisher because we've got a bit of his backstory. So yeah. But I'm really liking this. Like, I'm genuinely enjoying this, especially after the disappointment of The Night in the Moth. So, do with that what you will. I'm gonna go read some more of this because I truly am in the mood to just sit and read. I just cannot sit on this bed or I will probably end up falling asleep. But also, I haven't really been reading on my couch. And like, that's like my favorite #1 spot to read because I can stretch out and still read and like have the TV going and everything. So, that's what we're gonna go do. And we're gonna cuddle with Nala. Right, Nala? Come here. said right. Would I get hate if I said that I don't really like Kingfisher? Because if so, I'm sticking by what I said. I don't really like him. He's annoying me at this point. Like in the beginning, it was kind of cute, fun, giggly time, him being an asshole, but now I'm just over it. Like, I'm almost halfway through this book. I'm on page 296, and he's still being an asshole. And we've had this man for like 200 pages. Give me something more. Give me some substance. Give me a little bit of character development. I'm gonna go back to reading the book. Hello. It's been a couple days since I talked to you guys. I'm currently actually filming 2 videos at one time. I'm filming one on this phone and I'm filming one on this phone. So we're having a time, guys. We're having a time. But today's the day I finish this. I'm gonna plan on finishing 2 books today. One of them I'm reading on my iPad for the video that I'm recording on this phone, and then obviously this book is recording right for this video on this phone. So with that being said, I am 360 pages into this. I got to this point on Friday, and I have not picked it up since. It's not that I'm not enjoying it. I mean, I'm not, like, quick, like, if I'm being honest with you, the only reason I've continued on in this right now is for Carry On, Saris, and to figure out what the fuck the plot is going to be, because I feel like at the beginning, it was one plot, okay, and then we completely 360'd. At another point within this book, about 200 pages in or so, we completely 360 with the plot. And so now I'm like, what the fuck? But I have less than 300 pages left for this today. And my main goal today is to finish the one that I'm reading on my iPad and to finish this one for this vlog. That way I can really focus in on Heavenly Bodies. I haven't marked it as currently reading it anymore because I only have read the first chapter. And I don't like marking something as read if I've only read the first chapter. I don't know what it is. Pet peeve of mine, OCD, don't know what it is. I just won't do it. But I'll probably reread chapter 1 when I go into that. But for this, I'm really liking it. Like I said, the only reason I really have continued on so far is for Carry On. Oh, no. What is the general's name? I gotta think of the general's name. I can find it. Here it is. Yeah, it's on here. Is it Rusarius? Is that his name? Ren. They call him Ren in the book. So Ren. I'm reading this for Ren, Carry On, Saris, and that's pretty much it. Kingfisher is quite annoying, but I have a feeling I know why he is the way he is, but it's still not giving the way I need it to give. Also, look at the lovely tabs in the book. It's looking so gorgeous. I can't wait to start tabbing like every single book that I read. I don't do it now because I have so limited colors, and I haven't bought more tabs yet, but that's outside of the point. Finishing this today, okay? I'm about to sit down and eat lunch, record my February TBR video, and then we're gonna get to some reading because, edit my February wrap-up video. Did I say TBR video? I think I did. Film and edit my February wrap-up video, and then get it uploaded and sit down to read. Because I want to finish both books today. My goal is to finish over 500 pages today because I have less than 300 pages left in this. But, like, I'm also going to start another book. Not another fantasy book, but I'm probably going to start another romance book on my iPad. So, we'll see what happens. But I really want to finish this today because I have been reading it for a week now, and my problem is I have my best friend's iPad, and since not his iPad, I have my best friend's Switch, and because I have his Switch, I've been playing Animal Crossing, and that's been consuming me more than reading has. But I have really doubled down this weekend and got some pages in, so we're gonna double down even more today and be productive. So I'm gonna go eat, film a video. Then I think after I finish editing it, I'm probably gonna hop into this or finish up the book for the other vlog. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see what happens. It's really up to moi what I do, so we'll see. Hopefully I do the right thing. We'll see though.
I honestly also don't know if I'll be able to find another title that is over 7 words long. Hold on. This kingdom will not kill me. 6 words. The bones beneath my skin. 5 words. Like clean, plain, but beautiful in its own simple way. I love it. Another beautiful book that I have is obviously The Elsewhere Express by Susato Yambao. This is one of the prettiest books I have ever seen. Like literally just the definition of
damn thing. I don't know if I wanted to sit you guys in the exact same spot that I was sitting in for the update I filmed for my continuing series video that I'm filming on this phone, but we're gonna sit in the same spot because we need to fucking talk. Because I just finished Quicksilver by Kylie Hart. And I know I talked to you guys at like the 360 page mark, and I was like, I'm not really liking it. I'm not in love with it as much as I was in the beginning. How do I put into words how the last like 100 pages of this book made me feel? And why do I low-key want to go out and buy a hardcover copy? Yes, I'm like thinking of maybe it's worth having mismatched set of a book series. All because I need to have Brimstone ready for me to just grab off the shelf for when I'm ready. Because what? I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to rate this book. It's not a 5-star. I'm not getting 5-star feels from it, but it's also not 3 stars. It's maybe like a 4.25, just because I felt like it dragged a little bit, especially in the beginning when we were getting kind of like nothing. But also, some of these chapters were long chapters for no reason at all. Like, for what? For why? What did they need to be that long for? I don't know, but here I am. It's 11 o'clock, and I just finished this, and I dare I say, going on my top 10 books of the year, even though it's not 5 stars. Maybe it is 5 stars. I need to sit on it for a second. No, if it was 5 stars, I would be sure of it. Like, when I'm sure of 5 star, I'm sure of 5 star. Like, I can tell you right now, sitting here, Daughter of No Worlds, Bad Blood, The Yolanda Sword, and Rebel Witch are, like, my standards for 5 stars. And The Cruel Prince, because they're, like, my all-time favorite books I've read recently. Oh, and also Ruthless Vows and Divine Rivals. Those two, Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, 6 stars. Same thing with The Cruel Prince. So I know what a 5-star feels like, and this is not like a 5-star in those sense. But it feels like a really good book. And I like that the romance, like, it is romantasy, but the romance isn't so much as the driving force of the plot. Like, this has an actual plot that can, if you took the romance out, it can stand on its own a bit better than a lot of the romantasy books that I read, where the romance depends just much of the story. And I just really enjoyed this. I truly did. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it going into it, but now that I've read it, it's another book, one off my 26 for 26 and for my romantasy bingo for this year. So we knocked 2 birds out, 1 stone, and I cannot be any more excited than I am having finished this and having enjoyed it as much as I have. Also, this is only the 2nd book in my physical library that I have tabbed the whole way through the book, and I want to do it more. So if you see me opening a lot of tabs on camera with you guys, mind your business, because this is over 200 tabs. This is about 300 to 400 worth of tabs in this book. I went through some of these colors twice, so much that I don't even have the color anymore. So I had to go with the next best thing to that color. And when I go back to actually annotate, I could be adding more to this. Because some of them are like very spaced out. Like, there's a chunk in there some places where like there's no tabs for pages and pages. Like, there's a good chunk like right here. I like how this turned out. It just looks so good. I think I'm going to face it out on my shelf for a while with the tabs facing out. But besides that, because I have also started another book, because I think you saw me walking on the walking pad, and I have started A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly by, who is it by? Sophie Saint Germain. I am like not even that far in. I'm like chapter 6 or 7 of the book. Chapter 5. I was completely incorrect. I'm only on chapter 5 of the book. It's 400 pages on my iPad. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm just in the beginning stages of it. I'm literally on my iPad. I'm literally 38 pages in. I'm actually about to lay it down to try and get some actual sleep tonight. But knowing me, I'm going to end up playing Animal Crossing for about an hour straight before I actually try to read and fall asleep. And this is what I'm going to read as I fall asleep today. I thought about doing a different book, but I'm in a romantasy mood now. Like after finishing this, I want more like fae and magic, and this has fae in it. Our FMC in this is half fae. So all I've gotten so far is that we're following our main character, and I cannot remember her name. I don't know her name. I don't believe I know her name. And she is half fae, and she has the magical ability. Her magic is basically she can compel people like vampires to do whatever she wants them to do. But also the half fae are hated in this world that she lives in. And usually they end up dead before they can even become a full-grown adult. So she smuggles half fae into this town that she lives in to rescue them, like children half fae. But also she has a debt to the king, and he's about to come collect on it. That's all I really know so far. I don't know very much besides that. I think this has a love triangle in it. I've been trying to figure out how I can put this on a monthly TBR, but I haven't gotten to put on a monthly TBR yet. So with that being said, I'm just gonna read it and try and get this series on like a TBR. But I have started it. I'm liking it so far. Although I don't have like much information to go on, I'm still really enjoying what I have read so far. It's an easy read so far. So I'm gonna think about this book. I'm gonna dream about this book. Book 3 does come out this year, right? And it's the final book in this trilogy, and I can like not be left on like a cliffhanger and like want to die because there's more to be said, right? Because once I have a release date for book 3, I'll probably start thinking about reading Brimstone, which is the second book following this thereafter. I just don't want to get the hardback of Brimstone is my problem, because now that I've done all these pretty annotations in it and created a tabbing system in it, I don't want to have to transfer these to a hardcover and get rid of this copy. So hopefully a paperback of Brimstone comes out later this year, and then I'll just end up reading the third book like on my iPad or something. I don't know yet, but I finished this, really enjoyed it. I am going to edit a little bit. That's what I was doing while I was trying to gather some thoughts about Quicksilver. I'm going to go back to editing a little bit to make my life easy, so that way I'm not rushing to edit both of these videos and I'm recording at the same time, all at one time, and then get them up and make my life more complicated than it needs to be. So I'm gonna go. I've talked to you for 7 minutes. You're probably tired of hearing me yap about books, but I'm just flabbergasted. So yeah, I do need to pick out another physical book. I just don't know what that physical book is going to be yet. So it may be for this vlog, it may be for my next vlog, but we will see what it is. besties. I'm in my car. I'm on my lunch break. I hope you can hear me very well because I don't want to move the camera any closer or anywhere else, really. So we're going to sit here. So with that being said, hi, hello. I come to you bearing updates for the 100-page mark of A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly, and it's not looking good because there is high potential for me to DNF this because I am actually on page 108, chapter 18, 24% of the way through the book, and I have yet to see the appeal for this book. This has very much been hyped up, and I'm just not into it. And I don't know whether that's because I'm still on the high of Quicksilver, but I'm in the mood to read, and this book is making me not want to read, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like I have more of a attention span reading this freaking manga that I've been reading occasionally than I do reading this book on my iPad. So I don't know, this could be a second DNF for the video, and I only own, this video will be mainly a Quicksilver reading vlog. Because why? I'm just not enjoying it. I'm gonna give it to the 200-page mark. If by like page 150 to 200 I'm still not enjoying it, I'm gonna DNF, and we're gonna call this video a video because this is the third book that we will be reading in this video. And I just, like I said, I just don't care enough. Like, there's nothing pulling me in, nothing keeping me reading at the moment. So I'm thinking about DNFing. And then we'll start another vlog. I just don't know what that vlog would be. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not having the most like fun time with this book, but I'm also not like despising it so much that I don't want to be reading it. Like, I'm reading it, but I'm not reading it, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not taking in everything that's happening. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, I have very mixed feelings. Like, I want to know what it's about and how good it could get, but I just don't want to. I don't know. I'm just scared. I don't know. I know a lot of people have read this book, and I'm trying to, like, be positive about it, but I'm just not. Bro, so many people that I know have loved this. Rachel from Riverhead Reader, 4 stars. Mel. Okay, she found it very mediocre, never mind. Bailey, 4 stars. Emmy, 5 stars. Larry, 4 stars. Like, dude, these people are loving it, and I'm just sat here like, it's meh. We'll see how I feel. Like I said, it has page 150 at the minimum to try and pull me in. So I'm gonna sit here and read some more of it the rest of my lunch break and finish my noodles off. But I make no promises. I thought I was gonna DNF. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to like fuck this up, but I'm like 100 and something pages in, and I'm on page 144, and I'm kind of, it's pulling me in. Help! I fear I got too excited too soon because I have decided to DNF A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. Yeah? Is that the name of it? I think that's the name of the book. We're actually gonna go over here by the window, by the sunlight, so I can at least look somewhat like this is much better lighting than the corner over there. I just sat down to read some more of it to see if I could get back into it, and I'm just not into it. I haven't touched it in days, haven't thought about it in days. It's just not pulling me in. I'm not connecting to it the way I can normally connect to a book, and I should have done it sooner than I did, to be honest, because I wasn't even liking it before I got to the point that I'm at. I'm 200 pages in, so that's a fair shot. I'm literally 2% off from being 50% of the way through this book. I just got to chapter 36. They're short chapters, like the chapters go by, but it's just I'm not intrigued enough. I'm really not. And you know what's crazy? I thought I was going to be so intrigued in this series that I wrote the whole series into my reading journal for my series tracker without having even read the first book. Because I believe too much. I do. I have too much faith. And so here we are, DNFing a book. And listen, I was slumping a bit, but now I'm in such a reading mood that I want to read something else. I want to read another Romantasy book. I'm in the mood for Romantasy. I just don't know what kind of Romantasy, and that is what's bothering me. So with that being said, the only success we had in this video was Quicksilver. So let me go grab that, because that's the only book that we actually read in this video. You know, guys, I could have been in this video days ago when I knew that I really didn't want to go back to trying to read A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. But here we are, because like I said, I try to give too many chances, and I shouldn't. But Quicksilver is the only book that we finished in this vlog. It is a thick one. It is definitely a favorite Romantasy of mine, now that I have read it and really enjoyed it. In the beginning, didn't know how I was going to like it, but I ended up really enjoying it. And this does knock off a book off of my Romantasy Bingo TBR and off of my 2026 TBR. So that's two birds, one stone. I'm very happy with how much I like this. And then we have my two duds of the video, which were The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, which is another one that I was really hoping I would like, and I just did not. But these books could also be right book, wrong time. If I ever feel like I'm up to reading them again, I will give them a shot. I'm up to giving all of my DNFs a shot again. Only when I'm not giving it a shot again is Collided, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, this is the only book we technically really read in this video. We did a lot of reading of pages in this book, but in this video, but we didn't read a lot. And listen, this one, I could have gone either way with this one as well. It could have been a DNF as well. But once I got into the thick of the story and we started getting into like the war and things happening in this book, I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm so far in, I don't want to stop. And as you can see by my tabs, I never stopped. So definitely recommend. But welcome to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I would say it's a fail, but we learned. We live and we learn. We live, laugh, and learn, okay? And I definitely did live, laugh, and learn. Not trust everybody's opinions on books. Like I said, I'm more than willing to give these books a try later on down the road. Right now, they're not for me. I'm definitely going to go back and try to read One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, and then maybe go back to The Night and the Moth, but that's right down the road. We're not going to think about that right now. What I want to do right now is go read the book that I've been like devouring, and also start the book that I need to start on my iPad for my other video. So I will leave you guys here. I am going to start another video. Don't know what that's going to be yet, because I'm just like, this is going to be a week of my life video, like how much I've read in a week or something. Don't know, but this is the end of the vlog. DNF 2 books. Finished a fabulous book that I gave 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed this. We'll be reading Brimstone. Probably try to get it done in the next couple months on my iPad, because there's no paperback out for it yet, and I I'm a paperback girly through and through, okay? So the second book also needs to be a paperback. But have a great day, evening, night, morning, afternoon, and whatever part of the world you are having it in. Down below will be linked my favorite Goodreads and my Instagram. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I do have another one coming your way soon. I'm also posting my 5-star prediction video this week, which is just me talking about some books I think are going to be 5 stars. So be on the lookout for that. I promise I have content coming. It's just, I'm slumping a little bit, but I feel like I'm coming out of my slump slowly. I didn't force myself to read for a couple days, and I feel like that helped me a little bit. Took a break from vlogging and was like, I'm going to read a book outside of a vlog. And now here I am. So, I will see you guys in my next video. Good